community is more judgmental of everyday black folk than the church. Now you go to church, they might say, sister, your skirt too short. You gotta get on something long, okay, baby, come on. But they'll work with you in the church. Come to a black conscious event. That sister hair not locked. Her pants too tight. Who made that lipstick you wearing, sister? Where your shea butter, sister? We will never beat the church for the minds of our people as long as we can criticize them, folks.
That's right.
The whole conscious community is nothing but criticism. Yep. Everybody want to debate how smart they is. Ain't nobody talking about building nothing. I'm giving it to you real. I speak more than all of them put together. Everything is about knowledge, bro. Every time I go to a lecture, I got to debate somebody. There you go, let's go rap to me. I've been waiting for you to come to OKC, brother. See, them doctorates you got, that don't mean nothing to me, fam. I just got finished speaking for 2 hours. Yeah, but see, listen, man, right now, you the front man. I'm going to give you that. You the front man. But you need to get down with this science right here. Do you know that there's green people living on Mars? I don't give a damn about green people on Mars! Are they going to come help us beat white supremacy? So why are we talking about Martians? Aliens. Wasting my damn time. One thing I got to be careful about is escapism. And black people love escapism. A get-free quick bullet that they like to run on you. Just learn the law and you solve your problems. Just get saved by Christ and you solve your problems. Take your shahada at the mosque and you solve your problem. Become a vegan and you solve your problems. Yeah, just do this one thing and white supremacy will disappear. Are you crazy? And you know what the biggest war is? What should we call ourselves? Oh my God. Yeah, brother, because see, you call yourself Pan-African, brother, but let's break the word down, brother. Listen, I respect everybody's right to self-define. If Hebrew works for you, I can live with that. If Moor works for you, I can live with that. Nawapian work for you, Asiatic work for you, I can live with that. Indigenous work for you, I can live with that. Now, I choose to self-identify as African. Africa, from the Spirit of God. That's my identity. But I respect your right to choose yours. But have you realized that white supremacy is not beating up black folks for having the wrong name? It's not who you are that they're concerned about, but what you are. Listen. When you live in a house, your brothers and sisters, right? Have you noticed that all of y'all might determine your own name to call your mom and dad? You might have a certain name for mom. Your little brother might call her something else. You might call your grandma one thing, but your cousin might call grandma something else. It's a very personal thing, the names that you choose. So who are we to go around dictating to people how they want to relate to supreme consciousness? That's right. People have a right to choose how they want to relate to supreme consciousness. And the way I see it, you cannot capture supreme consciousness with one name anyway. Your name is only provisional to give you a reference point. Whether it's God, Allah, Jehovah, it's only provisional to give you a reference point so you can relate to something that your mind can never truly comprehend. That's right. It's the same thing with African people. You can't give God one name. And if you can't give God one name, it naturally follows you cannot give God's first people one name either. We're greater than one name. You can give us every name we use, and you still don't even begin to approach the power and the authenticity of what being African is all about. So why we fight over names? You got Negroes running around until we call ourselves the right thing. Escapism. Escapism, you think if we get the right word, then all the problems will dissipate. You don't suffer because of what you call yourself. You suffer for what you don't do for yourself. That's where the suffering comes from. So getting back to this white supremacy thing. After they killed Dr. King, they split black folks up into 4 groups. Ghetto Negroes, working Negroes, middle-class Negroes, and bourgeois. And then they said, okay, we got to fight against each other for who got the biggest car, who got the nicest house. But that's not enough, though. We got to make more problems. Now what we're going to do, beginning in the 1970s, we're going to take all of the economic infrastructure out of Oklahoma City. So up until 1970, you can graduate from high school, learn how to be a plumber in high school, a carpenter in high school, an auto mechanic in high school, a hairstylist in high school, and live happily ever after with the license you got from the state for which you were prepared in high school. So in post-civil rights, they said, wait a minute, these Negroes feel that getting a higher education is their ticket to the American dream. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to give them all the college they can handle. What is every school in Oklahoma City doing with black kids in high school? Getting them ready for college. The whole thrust of education, you're talking to a principal, the whole thrust of education is to do what? Get them in college. But let me ask you a question, Oklahoma City. How many of you got college loans that you got to pay off? How many of you being crushed by the debt of the college loan? So if you're telling me the high school in Oklahoma City, for them to successfully educate your child is to get them put in college. And college only equals debt for black folks. Has high school succeeded or failed your baby? Are you aware that we have only over 2 million black folks in America with bachelor's, master's, doctorate, postdoctorate, and can't even get a job? That's right. And you telling me sending your child to college is the solution? White men said they want the degree. They think getting a degree gonna make them equal with us. Give it to them. So you go, get your associates, come back. They say you're not qualified enough. You go back 2 more years, get your bachelor's, come back. You're not qualified enough. Go back 2 more years, get that master's. You're not qualified enough. Go back, get a second master, third master. Damn, I might as well just get the doctorate. Come back, I'm a doctor. First you was underqualified. Now you. How about they wasn't going to hire your ass anyway? So they kept sending you in circles, hoping you wouldn't come back. But because you were so committed to improving your life, you kept on getting extra degrees, only to find out in the final analysis, it wasn't about your education. Not at all. It was about white supremacy. And guess what, Oklahoma City? Although we have been the greatest victims of white supremacy, we still don't understand. In Charleston, they were praying for Dylan. They forgave him. The family's now. And don't get me wrong, our heart goes out. But Trayvon's parents did that. I think the only parents who didn't do it might have been Michael Brown. But everybody was, and Eric Garner's wife, she wasn't happy. But we're so quick to forgive before a conviction, before a sentence. Do you realize that when you say, I forgive white folks for what they've done, you're giving them permission to do it again? Are you aware? And that's one of our biggest problems, religious immaturity. I don't care what religion it is, we are a religiously immature people. We actually think that the stories in the Bible will happen here and now. And my issue ain't with religion. I'm a descendant of African Methodist Episcopal church folk. That's my line. I come through that. But at the same time, politically speaking, I understand that slavery would have ended sooner had we not waited for God so long. And we need to change our paradigm about divine intervention. Y'all got it all wrong. See, in the African paradigm of divine intervention, you don't sit nowhere waiting for God to come and do nothing. Because you recognize that everybody in this auditorium tonight, brothers and sisters, are fingers of the divine. And if we are all fingers on the body of the Lord, you know that you can do nothing without your hands. So God will act when the fingers decide to act. So if you don't do nothing about white supremacy, neither will the Lord do anything about white supremacy. God works through you. The Lord comes through you. You look at many of the symbols in ancient Kemet, you'll see the sun. And the sun emits the ray. Each ray on some of the pictures has a little thumb on it at the end of the ray. That's recognizing us being a part of divinity. That will that turns the universe, you're part of that. Which is why we say in African culture, you are co-creators of your destiny. God does, but only after you decide to do first. That's the new consciousness that we need to evolve. And as far as the preachers go, this is getting out of hand. Did y'all see Klepto Dollar, 65 million? $65 million for a jet. So he can do the Lord's work even better. And then Social Network squashed him, but his church, loving him so much, came back 2 weeks ago and approved the $65 million for the jet. But half of the black children in America go to bed hungry every night. But you want to get a $65 million jet. 1/3 of the black women in the country can't find a job and are 1 meal away from homeless. But you got $65 million for a jet. Listen to me. I'm convinced, and I don't mind saying it here and now, and it's not true for every church. There's exceptions for every rule. But for so many of them, especially the mega church, I believe unequivocally that the devil operates more in the house of the Lord than outside of it. Next time you go to church and they say it's time to collect the Lord's money, this is what I want you to do. After all the money's been collected, I want you to bring it to the most holiest spot in the room. Find the spot where they say Jesus was. And bring all the money. And then I want you to call up to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm about to throw this money up. And everything you need, you take. And whatever comes back down, we're giving that shit back to the people that he took it from. My problem with church is this, because I want to make sure my Christian brothers and sisters don't think I'm attacking the faith. Not your faith, but the con artists who come in the name of it. I need you to separate the two. Here's my issue with church. How you going to ask black people to pay a $45 million loan on a megachurch, but yet you don't put none of those black people to work? So let me get this right now. You just took out a $45 million loan from a white bank. Once the interest is paid, you're looking at probably 45 times 45. And you're asking black people to pay this. So the bank is getting rich, but what does the community get? Do you have a supermarket to go with that church? Is there a school to go with that church? Is there a hospital to go with that church? Is there a factory to go with that church? Is there some airplanes to go to that church? Hell no! All that money, and the only thing he gives you back is hope. We don't need no more hope. We had hope in Obama. No. Hell with hope. You know what hope does? It paralyzes black people. Hope makes you think that all you got to do is wait and pray and times get better. Enough hope. We need faith in ourselves. Faith in what we can do. Not hope for what somebody on the outside can do. And then there's the issue of white Jesus. And I can tell because some of y'all scratching it. Some of y'all got a white Jesus at home. Now, I'm going to break this down so it makes sense. Because the pastors always want to ask me, well, listen, Doc, we listen to you and all. But why do you keep talking about the Jesus thing? Color don't matter. And then I say, Pastor, I'm a psychologist. Color does matter. Listen, y'all, and I want y'all to understand this so y'all know it's not a superficial argument. Your brain stores all information in symbols or archetypes. Every memory you got is translated into an image. If a child is raised up since birth looking at a white image of God, the brain will take that image, codify it, and make it a part of the child's law of their own being. So when a child grows up, their brain will associate that image of white Jesus with anything white. So then by the time he gets to second grade, he expects the principal to be white because God is white. He expects the judge to be white because God is white. In fact, he's comfortable with white people running his whole damn life because of God is white and God is pure and God is all power. Then maybe it only makes sense that white people should be in control. Listen, I'm telling you, you're teaching black kids to worship white folks before the white teacher even get to them. And then some of you say, yeah, that makes sense. So let me go and get another Jesus. So you go down to the Jesus shop. And guess what you do? You cheat. Say, Dr. Umar said he can't be white. That purple nappy hit it when it in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and get this Cablinasian Jesus. And you come home with Lionel Richie on the damn wall. Still got a perm. Hazel eyes. Candy apple lipstick. Swagalicious. Metrosexual Christ. I know you still got white Jesus. Because sometimes I got to evaluate children in the home. If a child is ambulatory, they're not mobile, they can't go to school, I got to come to the house, evaluate the kid. And I'm still shocked that I go into homes and I still see white Jesus. I once dated a sister. I had to stop dating her. Because she had a life-size Christ. No lie. Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn. Life-size Jesus. High definition. The kind you plug in and he light the hell up. Now what the hell I want to go to sleep with his ass on the wall looking at me? You gotta watch the images that you feed your children, brothers and sisters. When you go home today, if you got any image in your house that is not unapologetically African, take it down and burn it in the name of your child's mental health. That's very important. So what are you saying, doctor? You hate white folks? No, I don't hate nobody. Hatred is energy, and we can't afford to waste none. I don't have to teach you hate in order for you to love yourself. See, our nationalism is not the opposite of white nationalism. White nationalism comes with the requisite of hatred for black folks. We don't have to hate nobody. We just affirm the right to have the final say on all things involving our destiny. That's all we're saying. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to waste my time proving that to white folks. I think black scholars spend too much time trying to prove to white folks they don't hate them. You ain't the one who put their ancestors in slavery. What you arguing for? You ain't the one who codified their inhumanity. What you arguing for? So the white man said, we're going to put them in 4 groups. Then we're going to take out all the economics from the hood. And then we're going to go into the high schools in Oklahoma City and take out all the shop programs. We're stripping all that out. Never again will you be able to get a license straight from high school. We want the white unions in Oklahoma City to dictate who gets trained and who gets hired on the projects in the city. That's why when you ride downtown Oklahoma, your tax money paying for aren't they certified? Because y'all stripped the high schools of the programs. And y'all gave the union total control over who gets trained and who gets hired. White boys go to jail too. But when they come out, they got little secret programs for them. He'll come out with 2 felonies and 2 years later he got his own business as a plumber. How the hell that happened? Are y'all following me? But the problem is the black politician is scared to go up against the union. You know why? Number one, unions kill people for power. That's number one. Many of them are related to the mob. You know how that whole thing goes. Jimmy Hoffa. You messing with the union, you messing with the mob. But also number 2, unions have a lot of money to finance campaigns. And they have thousands of votes to get people elected. So if I'm a black politician and you come to me like, Doc, the carpenters union ain't got no black folks on it. Electricians union ain't got no black folks on it. I'm like, I don't want to go to war with them. They part of the reason I got elected. Which means, Oklahoma City, every black politician will always be a sellout in this city until you finance their election. Stop blaming. Stop blaming them for turning their back when you didn't dig in your damn pocket to keep them honest. Listen, who's paying for their TV advertisements? Who's paying for the radio commercial? Who's paying for the handbills? Who's paying to rent all the places around the city so they can come and give their platform? The Democratic Party doing that. So-called white liberals are doing that. You mean to tell me this black man's whole campaign was financed by white folk and you want him to carry out a black agenda? You think votes control money. Votes don't control money. Money controls the vote. Let me tell you how things get done in Oklahoma City. When white folks want something done, they don't wait for election day. They show up with a briefcase full of money. They say, Judge, we need that law switched. It go $500,000. Just like that, the law changed. And black folk are talking about, did you vote? Are you registered? Oh, silly ass hat on here, you need to fill this out. I would never say throw away the vote, but don't make it the be-all or end-all. It's a strategy, but it's one of many. And it's only going to work, Oklahoma, if y'all lock them together. Black folk got to have one voice. Neither Democrat or Republican. This is an independent black political union. And you have your own candidates for them. You don't need the Democrats and the Republican host. You host it. You bring it right here. This is the leading candidate for mayor for the Democrats, and this is the leading candidate for mayor for the Republicans. What are you willing to do for these 65,000 black votes? What are you willing to do? You listen to both sides, then kick their asses out, and then you have a conversation over who you think is more likely to carry out the job. And let me tell you a little secret. Either one of them will. You know why? Because if they know 65,000 votes put their ass in, they know 65,000 votes to kick their asses out. And I'm saying that because you got to realize it's not the person in the office that matters. Y'all get caught up on personality. Who you like the best? It don't matter. When you got the votes and the money behind your votes, it don't matter if it's Democrat or Republican. They're going to dance to your tune. But you got to have black unity for that. And the problem with black unity is what? We got too many petty differences. I mean, my God, we will make up groups just to have a fight. Crazy stuff. So don't make nobody dead. Because it increases the estrogen, and the estrogen can bring about female-type body traits in a masculine body, but it does not make you want to cohabitate with somebody of the same sort. These people crazy. You got vegetarians running around here. Got you thinking if you take a glass of soy milk, your ass gonna be floating throughout Oklahoma City. Crazy ass conscious people. Be making up stuff. They gotta watch who y'all be listening to, because anybody with a YouTube and a webcam is a scholar now. No degrees or nothing. No training or nothing. So I did mine the old-fashioned way, the Dr. Ben, the Amos Wilson way. That's how I did mine. We went through the process to get our paperwork. And that's over with. The new consciousness is anti-paperwork. So brothers and sisters, after they deindustrialized the inner city and stripped the high schools of the jobs, the CIA brought the crack in. Boom. Black man didn't want to sell crack, but it's the only economy left. So you start selling the crack. The prison system expands. They start locking up black men by the millions. And guess what they did to deal with all the boys who didn't have their daddies left at home? They came up with a so-called disease called attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. When did we get ADHD? We get ADHD in 1980. Is that a coincidence? Hell no. That's the same year the CIA dropped the crack off. So the minute they started locking up black men for selling crack, they started diagnosing his son with a disease called ADHD, giving him crack in the name of miseducation. I don't know if y'all know this, but Ritalin is 1 molecule away from crack. But then again, that's no big deal because table sugar is also 1 molecule away from crack. Charter schools is they want to kill the public school system. I come to Oklahoma City. I get a charter school. My charter school can take 500 kids. Where are they going to come from? That public school, that public school. It looks like a good thing that Dr. Umar is coming to open up a charter school, don't it? But once I liquidate half their students and half their students, then the school shut down. What happens then? The white folks come in and buy them up and turn them into mini mansions. Raise the property value in the ghetto. And all the black families who thought their kids were going to be able to come to my school, suddenly find you don't even live in the neighborhood no more. You got priced out. Listen, see, this is the new white supremacy. This is the new white supremacy. And if anybody know Oprah, I want to know why I ain't been on that damn show yet. She didn't have every white. She made Dr. Phil a damn millionaire. She made Dr. Phil a millionaire. But you ain't have Dr. Umar yet. I know she knows who the hell I am. Who the hell don't know who I am? Don't get me wrong. I know she can't let me go in like that. And I won't even do that to her because I'm respectful that you even gave me some shine. All I need is 5 minutes on that damn couch. Because rumor has it you sit on that damn couch, you'll be rich when you get off. Only thing I need from Oprah, ask me one question. If I do black boys need an independent residential school, flash my damn fundraiser website, and I'll go to hell home. Bye. By the time I get home, I have $25 million in that damn GoFundMe. Because Oprah got that audience. But see, the bourgeoisie's job is to block people like me. Because I don't go along with the general message. You can't control Umar Johnson's stuff. He liable to say any damn thing. That's why Roland Martin only let me talk for a few minutes. Right, what do you think about next? We're going to go to the health tip today. So let me read this ADHD for my parents who think I'm exaggerating. By the way, on the back of this book, and every black parent raising a child who ain't graduated from high school need to buy this. It's the DSM-5. This is the Bible of mental health. Every diagnosis comes out of this book. Depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, borderline, everything. You need this. $65, Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com. Anybody here got a black bookstore, you need to order some of these because our parents need these books. Okay? DSM. DSM-5, number 5. It's a blue book, purple book with white letters. They all the same. You don't need the big one. That's going to cost you $200. You don't need all that. All you need is a pocket-sized version. See, I ain't even bought the big one yet my damn self. Now, on the back of this book is a white man. He's on the back of every one. Anybody know his name? Benjamin Rush. Racist, notorious. Signed the Declaration of Independence. Chief of Medicine, Pennsylvania Hospital. Considered the founding father of white psychiatry in America. He also used to diagnose enslaved Africans with a disease called negritude. His face is on the back. They never took it off yet. He's the symbol. He said nigritude was a disease that enslaved Africans was inflicted with that made your brain useless, almost to the level of a monkey or gorilla. And he told white folks that you shouldn't rub up against black folks because nigritude is in their skin color. And if you rub up against it, you can catch it too. This man on the back of this book is the founding father of biological racism. He set forth the first rationale for the separation of black from white. Why am I telling you this? There was another psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Samuel Cartwright, New Orleans. He used to diagnose black folk with a disease called drapetomania. Guess what drapetomania was? A disease called freedom. Any black person who tried to run away from slavery was considered mentally ill, diagnosed with drapetomania. And guess what the cure for the disease was? To whip the living hell out of the slave. Why am I telling you this? Because psychology and psychiatry are institutions of social control. Their job is to do what? Demonize behaviors that are a threat to the American social order. That's why when I tell you in the 1980s, the federal government put out a special program for black boys called the Federal Anti-Violence Initiative. Do your research on the Federal Anti-Violence Initiative, which gave you ADHD, which gave you conduct disorder, which gave you oppositional defiant disorder. They said, their top psychiatrist, Peter Goodwin, that black boys were like monkeys in the jungle. And if you want to control their behavior, you would have to do it with a pill because they lack the intelligence to do it themselves. And every time a black boy is diagnosed with ADHD, conduct disorder, or oppositional defiant disorder, the CIA and the FBI has a right to review their psychological evaluation. Do you know why? Because J. Edgar Hoover said we must prevent the rise of a black messiah who can unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement. So if we can identify him at 6 with ADHD, identify him at 9 with conduct disorder, identify him at 12 with oppositional defiant disorder, identify him at 14 with emotional disturbance, identify him at 16 with intermittent explosive disorder, we might have stopped the next Marcus Garvey dead in his tracks. Mental health is the new COINTELPRO. Y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. Or y'all running around trying to get your sons tested. I just want to see. No, you just want a damn check. Throwing your son life away for $600 dirty a month. You worse than Judas. Put my little brothers on no medicine. That's why I want my own school where they can stay with me. That way I ain't got to worry about you trying to sneak no drugs out. We going with Dr. Umar. We ain't coming back. Black power. They put my son on drugs. They didn't put your son on drugs. You did. I can't evaluate your child unless you sign your name. They don't go to the psychiatrist unless you take them. They don't get a prescription unless you fill it. Stop telling me what white folks did and start talking about what we did. 2 million black kids in special ed, 2 million black people in jail. You do the math. Special ed is the school to prison pipeline. Well, my son got a reading disability. No, he don't. You can't prove a reading disability. The learning disability is a professional opinion. It can be wrong. And when 99% of all the school psychologists are something other than black, it's likely to be wrong. Can I ask you a question? What the hell black people doing taking black kids to white people asking them to solve their problems? Here's the criteria. This is ADHD. Fails to give close attention. Has difficulty sustaining attention. Does not listen when spoken to. Does not follow instructions. Has difficulty organizing his work. Is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort. Who the hell you know does anything, including you, with sustained mental effort? We live in a damn high definition internet HD Wi-Fi age and you talk about some damn sustained mental effort. Have you realized that the average TV show or movie you watch switch frames every 3 seconds? And they talk about sustained mental effort. And then they say, does not follow through on instructions, loses things necessary to get their work done, easily distracted, forgetful in daily activities, fidgets or taps with his hands or his feet. Hold on. Fellas, when we was growing up in the 80s, right, when the hip hop started popping, what were we doing in class when the shit got bored? Now you crazy for doing that shit. You get some pills now. Leaves his seat when he's supposed to stay seated. Is unable to play quietly. Shit, white people make that. And y'all go run it. Yeah, that's science. That's scientific. Every time I go to Indy, do you have any research to back up what you got to say, doctor? Research. You know what research means? It means white folk made us some shit, called it science, and put it in a book. No research. Listen, you can't have science with capitalism. Capitalism and science cannot coexist. Science is based on the truth. Capitalism is based on profit. That is a conflict of interest. Do you know that most of the research done to prove that the drugs are safe that they give our kids, the research is paid for by the drug companies? Perfectly legal. Perfect. Did you know that half of the high-ranking staff inside the Food and Drug Administration that approves the medicine have stock interest in the drugs? They are responsible for determining whether or not it's safe for you and your children. You mean to tell me I got $1 million riding on Ritalin? I know it's not safe for black kids, but if I say it is, I make $1 million overnight. Come on, y'all. But it's our fault because we keep on taking our kids for this nonsense. Blurts out answers, talks excessively. That's every black person in the damn country. Some damn Ebonic shit. Has difficulty waiting his turn and interrupts other people. You know what I just described to you? A normal child. But let me tell you what the problem is. 97% of every teacher in America, public, private, parochial, independent, or charter, is a female. Yes. Schools are dominated by female energy. It is a female institution. And when a boy cannot conduct himself like a female, he's considered crazy.
I got into it with my kids' principals about that shit.
If I was in charge of the schools in Oklahoma City, the first thing I would do, we're going to have a massive black male teacher recruitment campaign. Give every brother in Oklahoma City a strong black male teacher. You cut special ed in half, dropout in half, suspension, expulsion in half, games in half, graduation go through the ceiling. But then again, who wants that to happen? No. This year we celebrate 150 years since the end of slavery. This year. 150. This is our 150. Problem is, what do we got to show for? 150 years, where's our airlines? 150 years, where's our shipping corporations? 150 years, where's our supermarkets? Where's our factories? Where's our international communications networks, TV stations? Black people invented the cell phone, but we don't own no cell phone companies. We invented the internet, but we don't sell no internet service. We invented 85% of the parts on the automobile, but we the only race on earth without an automobile. Chinese got an automobile, Indians got an automobile, Anglo-Saxons got an automobile, Jews got an automobile, Germans got an automobile. Everybody has an automobile except the people who invented the damn thing. Those shocks, that was yours. That self-lubricating engine, that was yours. That transmission, both the manual and the automatic, that came from you. Because we so content as a people to just be able to say we made it. But without getting to the point of being happy to be able to say we control it. And part of the problem with that is you're too multicultural and colorblind. Stop being multicultural. Do you know multiculturalism was a political attack on the black agenda? They went multicultural on your ass to kill the black issues. They want you to blend in with the Arab, the East Indian, the Latino, the Mexican. That Chinese came here of his own free will. That Indian came here of his own free will. That Arab came here of his own free will. If they wanted to, they could have left if it was that bad. You was made to come. You built this. You was here before any of them ever got here. But when they show up in Oklahoma City, offer your civil rights bill, will come to your neighborhood and look at you like you don't belong. And you paved the damn way for them. But the problem is you keep on patronizing them. That's right. Let me tell you something. Hear me well. I don't want you to be a racist. You don't have to be a racist, but those dollars in your pocket better be racist as hell. Your $20 bill better hate touching the hand of a white man. Your $50 bill better hate touching the hand of an Arab. That $100 bill better hate touching the hand of a Latino. Your money got to be stingy as hell before it can work for you. The Koreans dollar stingy as hell. The last time you saw them buy some soul food. I heard they make it now though. We make it. Nice pork. What would you like? And stop shopping in the Chinese store because the food is poison. Them stop and go. By show of hands, who have ever seen the City Department of License and Inspections inspect a Chinese stop and go?
Not one.
Never. But let you open up a black restaurant. They will be outside every morning talking about your fire alarms is too small. You need an extra stove. The bathroom sink got to be catty corner. That black grease in that Chinese store ain't been inspected yet. You ever see that grease they cook with? Look like oil from the car. You keep getting 3 wings, salt, pepper, ketchup, 3 wings, salt, pepper, ketchup, 3 wings. And then you get the damn wing and it don't look like nothing like a wing. How the hell is it going to be a chicken wing coming out looking like this? That's a damn head. They feed you head. Damn, this chicken good. Them chickens like rag, dog, cat. Damn chicken wing look just like a rat with a tail. You talking about something, that's the way they cut it. Black people crazy as hell. You were shopping in that Chinese store for 40 years since you was a child. You go in there short a nickel and they don't let you go. I'm sure the nickel pop, I've been buying here for, no, sorry. I think I can keep it warm till you come back. Your money got to be stingy, y'all. One thing I'm working on for this final quarter of coming up, the final quarter of 2015, is the Unapologetically African Credit Union. I want us all to put our money in the same hole. You know why? Because the only way we're going to build up Oklahoma City is if all of you put your money in the same holding institution. You know why? Bank of America not going to give us that loan to put that school in Oklahoma City. Wells Fargo not going to give us that loan to start our own telecommunications company. That's right. Chase Manhattan ain't giving you no loan to open that black hospital. You know we need one. Because you go into white hospitals, your ass don't come out. Khalid Muhammad showed up alive. Tupac Shakur showed up alive. Mayor Chukwe Lumumba of Jackson, Mississippi showed up alive. You know why? Because when you get checked into the hospital, checking into the hospital is like checking into the police precinct. Your name goes into the database. It automatically goes out to all the CIA, FBI, local cops to see if you got any warrants out on you. And if you're a revolutionary, you automatically got a warrant out on you. The doctor did the message, he don't come out. That's why if you are moving and shaking in Oklahoma City, brothers or sisters, you have to go to the emergency room, never use your real name. Show up with no ID on you and do not use your real name. Because if you're somebody they need gone, you will not get out that hospital. They will give your ass one of them chicken wings. A year ago, I was in Virginia. And I heard that a historically black college was for sale, St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia. So I ran down there, 6-hour drive from Philadelphia, met with the president, President Smith, he's still the president. And he gave me permission to tour the college and use the college's name for my fundraising. So on May the 20th of 2014, we started a campaign to raise $5 million to buy St. Paul's, rehab St. Paul's, and give us about 2 years of operating expenses. We didn't do as good as I wanted to, but we still push. To date, we raised almost $400,000, and a lot of those checks came from Oklahoma. So I want to thank y'all who cared enough to send that money. Then I heard that the federal government wanted to take the school a couple months ago, and they wanted to export Mexican children from Texas all the way to Virginia and use St. Paul's as a holding cell for Mexican juveniles. But the black community came together. They protested, had a meeting, and told the feds to go to hell. So we kept on raising the money. And then 2 months ago, I'm about to give a lecture in Chicago. And those of y'all who follow me know I speak in Chicago more than anywhere else on the planet, or Chicago, New York. And I heard that the feds were back again. They want to buy St. Paul's again. But anyway, last night, I contacted the president and asked him, is the federal government in fact going to be buying St. Paul's? He told me they have not bought it yet, and right now it's still available. I'm saying that to say, brothers and sisters, I need your help. And when you go home tonight, you make sure you go to the website, gofundme.com/Dr. Umar, and you donate whatever you can. If you can only afford $5, make it $5. If you can afford $50, make it $50. The only thing I ask of you is you give me at least half of what you give these non-African people every damn day. Black woman, how much money you spend to get your hair done? And if it's $200, I should be getting $100. Black man, how much money you spend for a new pair of Timbs or a new pair of LeBrons? $200? I better get at least $100. I'm just saying, give me half. What you spend at the Arab gas station? You fill up $75 a week, I should at least get $35. I'm just saying, give me half, because it ain't for me, it's for our sons. And you say, Dr. Umar, we got enough schools out here, what we need yours for? Because every school out here is only teaching your child how to work for white folks or go to their colleges. My school will be different. And the Fred Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy will be founded on 6 key sciences. The first one, agricultural and agronomical. Your sons will be taught how to dig up the soil, how to plant and recreate life. They will be taught how to test the soil for nutritional content. They will make their own food. If y'all remember when we went to school, we had something called home economics. Guess what? We need that back. And I know I speak for some of the brothers in the room. They wish their wife had a home economics course. Burning TV dinners, my God. Damn, TV, hungry jack, damn. Put it in the microwave. So we're going to teach them agronomical, agricultural, then we're going to teach them political and military science. One of the weaknesses of black consciousness is we talk about the past. We don't talk about the present. I want them to know the past, but I want them to know, why is AIDS the #1 killer of black women on the face of the earth, 38 to 58 years old? It's because AIDS was manufactured by the United States Army Biological Weapons Lab in Fort Detrick, Maryland, with a grant from the Rockefeller Foundation. As part of Jimmy Carter's Global 2000 initiative, which had as its aim the reduction of African life around the planet by 50% by the year 2000. They need to know that. Why are black men filling up the jails like crazy, but can't find a job nowhere? Because America decided at the end of the Civil War that the black man can no longer be the foundation of American capitalism. They said even though slavery was beneficial, it was risky because the whole American system was based on black labor. They said if they would have revolted, they would have destroyed our whole economic system. So they said we must never rely on the black man's labor again. Instead, we want to bring in brown people to replace the black man. And if you want to know why the illegal immigrants are being allowed to stay in Oklahoma City, it's to take your job. You talking about some multiculturalism. Are you crazy? The Mexicans ain't coming here to build an alliance with you. They here to replace you. Your job, your house, your student scholarship. Don't nobody share nothing with black folks. Don't you realize that every ethnic minority group in America only comes here with the understanding that we must treat black folks worse than white folk in order to be accepted? I'm going to say it again. We got to treat black folks worse than white folk to prove to America that we support the social order. You'll never see no Korean black alliance, Latino black alliance. First of all, half Latinos are blacks hide any damn way. I'm going to just put it out there. In 1970, the United States government invented another category of racial identity for the census called Hispanic. And the reason they invented the word Hispanic is because up until the 70s, black folks who spoke Spanish would call themselves white on the damn applications. And a white man said, you cannot be white. They said, well, we don't want to be black. And they said, well, we understand. So what we're going to do is give you your own label, Hispanic. And that's why whenever you see Hispanic, they always qualify the blackness. It'll say Hispanic, not black, black, not Hispanic. Well, if it ain't the same damn thing, why you got to keep qualifying it? Do you realize there's Cubans and Puerto Ricans darker than anybody in this room? Their grandmama hair just like yours. But because they speak Spanish, they can sneak and hide. Because you know that's the new black. Cannot be black. I'm multiracial, I'm biracial, I'm quadracial. You see Tiger Woods, he hated being black so much, he called himself Cavalier Nation. He made up a race. The hell is a cat? I'm not black or white. I'm Latino, Asian, black. I'm Cavalier Nation. Until you cheated on that white woman with your dumb ass. And they put you on the front of the Cosmopolitan magazine with his pants sagging, no shirt, hat on backwards, swagalicious, you dumbass. Mariah Carey, Halle Berry thought they wasn't black before until they got woke up. White folks don't play that. They can't stand a black person trying to pass for them. They hate it. You'll never get away with that stuff. Hispanic. My great-grandfather was a Spanish-speaking Cuban. So I can go learn some damn Spanish and start checking Hispanic if I wanted to hate who I am. But I love being African and consider it a privilege. And because I do, we got to stop trying to convince people they black. Some of y'all crazy. Y'all roll up in the damn Mexican restaurant talk about, you know, your ancestors came from Cuba. They don't want to hear that, they know that. Trying to drag people into blackness. Let their asses be. Let me tell you why nobody want to be black. Same reason why your son don't want to play for the losing football team. He wants to be a part of the losing team. But once we fix this situation and get it back together and get in a position where we can hire our own people and take them to their own hospital and put our kids in their own school and fly on our own damn plane, everybody in their mother who is biracial, quadracial, multiracial will be unapologetically African. You will see Puerto Ricans and shit related to you. Hey, I was your mom name. Is your mom named Smith? Of course they gonna act like they got related to you because you ain't got nothing to give them. Hell, if I was Puerto Rican, I came to America, I'm not blending with y'all. What y'all got? Nothing. But once you get your stuff together, you will have to come up with a definition to keep people out. You will have everybody talking about, hey, you know, my great-grandma was played with Lionel Richie. And black men, y'all got to stop dating non-African women. It is an insult and it is disrespectful. There must be a lot of that going on over there. Hey, brother was asleep back there. I said, wipe him. I had a revolutionary, so-called revolutionary brother come up to me. Dallas or St. Louis or somewhere. He had a white woman. I want to talk to you, because I understand where you're coming from, brother, but I met her before I became conscious. Well, if you met her before you became conscious, if you consider yourself conscious, why the hell she still with you? That's not making no sense to me. And I ain't got nothing against white women. I wouldn't disrespect a woman, period. But black men, you got to understand something. It is an act of disrespect, not for the black women, not for y'all sisters. You know who we disrespect when we walk around with a black woman? Our daughters. Our daughters got to see that nonsense. 10 and 11, 12-year-old girls coming to me in school. Dr. Johnson, what's wrong with black men? Why y'all don't want to? What do you mean, princess? I noticed that when y'all get a job or a little education, y'all don't want nothing to do with a black man. It's coming from the girls. You're talking to a therapist. I remember I did therapy with this one white woman. She was a business owner in Philadelphia. She had a son by a black man. She was Irish. Her white mother. And she cried. This is therapy. She's crying to me, a black man in therapy, as a therapist. She said, the reason I'm here to talk to you today, my mother told me that my daughter is never allowed in her house. Her daughter, I seen it because she brought her to therapy. Beautiful little sister. You can tell she was biracial, but nice afro hair, gorgeous, 12, will never be her grandma. That's right. And I got dozens of these stories. See, y'all think that because you see all this interracial stuff in Oklahoma, that white folks is comfortable with it. No, they're not. No, they're not. And the problem with you dumbass brothers is you fail to realize that the only white woman you allowed to have is the ones the white men don't want. Are a leftover lover. That's what you are. You get the damn European leftovers. You don't believe me? What's your white girlfriend last name? Smith, Samuels, Johnson. It ain't Rothersberg, Silverstein. You don't get no white woman with money. You get poor white trash queens. You can't help who you're raised around, Doc. I went to school with white women. That's all I was around. I played football with guys. So did I. I was around white women all my life. So what? I didn't fall for them. You know why? Because you can't like something you ain't interested in. I had white girls interested in me. I remember one time when we came back from the Million Man March. I will never forget the original Million Man March, 1996, right? It was 95, 96, 96? 95? I'll never forget it. We came back from the Million Man March in the psychology class, working on my bachelor's undergrad, right? I go up to the front desk to talk to the professor. I come back, it's a card on my desk. I open the card, these flowers and shit burst out. I look at the white boy, he's like, oh, she did it. The white girl, Betsy, wanted me. Was sending me love letters and everything, get to grad school. Another white girl, you know why? Because they see me as a challenge. They say, here's a black man who says he won't do nothing but black. If we can get his, I'd be a damn fool to lay with a white woman. The first thing she gonna do, that will go to Oprah, then I will be on Oprah. But black women should know that they can walk into a building and a white woman walk in there and know that you ain't got eyes for nothing else but her. She got to know that. I know black women ain't perfect. Get on her nerves, she'll put your whole business out. Forget her birthday, she'll sell you social and textile. But you're not perfect either. And if the black woman can stay committed to you, you can stay committed to her. Ain't no excuse for that. What I want to do, and I'm going to start this with my brother right here, please. I want to circulate that. I don't know if you have a pen. Someone has a pen. I need everybody to sign that. Name, phone number, email, and also put the word organizer if you would like to be an organizer. If you just want to be a member, that's fine. But if you would like to help with the organizing of the Parent Association, please put that, because I'm going to need some of y'all to help me organize. 7 committees at the Parent Association. Special ed. We're going to investigate special ed fraud and exploitation in Oklahoma City. How many of our kids are in special ed who do not belong? The only reason why they in there is because the white teacher got tired of seeing his black ass in her class and got him shipped out. We're going to change that. Okay, school by school. School number 1, how many black boys in special ed, and what are they in there for? Are they in there for the learning disability? Are they in there for mental retardation? Are they in there for ADHD? Is it speech and language? Is it deafness? Is it blindness? Is it traumatic brain injury? Is it autism? We got to get the data. How long are they in special ed? Are they part-time? Are they full-time? Or do they get pulled out? Because if you're telling me your child in special ed full-time, I know the school breaking the law. Because you cannot justify a full-time special ed placement for a kid with a reading disability. That's why when we're done here tonight, I want every last one of y'all to get my book. You need to read it cover to cover. It's the only book in existence that will teach you how to fight back against special ed and ADHD legally. I need y'all to know that if your child is ever evaluated by the school, if you do not agree with the school's evaluation, you have a right to a second opinion, and the school must pay for it. It's called independent educational evaluation. This is federal law. So even if you visited from another state, it don't matter. This applies to all 50 of them, plus the territories. If you don't agree, you write the principal, I've received my son's eval, y'all claim he has a math disability, I don't believe he has a math disability, I'm requesting an independent educational eval, I recognize to be my right